So what's the point of having beautiful guns like this if you only get to see them when you take them out to shoot them? Think I have an idea. First, gotta watch my intro video. What's up, YouTube? It's Shar, aka Gut Punch Barbie from Honey Bread Tactical, here to talk to you about a special project I've been working on. So last year we went to GunCon, had a great time. Also, shout out to the Gun Collective for organizing that every year. And we came across a company called Lockdown, and they had these beautiful gun walls where it's nice and portable, easy to install, and we're like, we should try that out. So Full Metal ordered and set his up, and then of course I was jealous, had serious FOMO. It's like, I need to have my own gun wall. So this is all about how I created my own gun wall. So stay tuned, I'll show you how we did it. So the first thing we have to do is actually order all the parts we need for our wall. So we go to lockdown.com, which is their website. They have what's called the Secure Wall Builder. And that is where you're actually going to be able to virtually design your wall. And then it'll allow you to pick all the parts that you need to get the wall of your dreams. So you go to lockdown.com and then click on your Secure Wall Builder. It'll take you to the beginning where you'll actually tell it the dimensions of your wall. So you measure out kind of the space you want to be able to place your wall that you're going to install on the actual wall. So you tell it the width and the height of the space that you're trying to place your firearms wall. And then when you hit apply, it'll actually bring up this palette that you can now have this visualization of the space you want to create. And then first thing you select is your panels. So I went with their standard panels, which are 32 by 24 inches. And these are made of 16 gauge steel, and each panel holds about 100 pounds. So considering the guns I wanted to be able to display, I figured that was enough for me. They also have heavy duty panels, which are 14 gauge steel and hold about 200 pounds. But I thought that was a little much for me, so I just went with the 100-pound ones. And the other thing about these panels is that they're cool. They're powder coated, so they don't get all marred up as you're moving things around and moving the accessories. Then you move into the accessories, and now you have the opportunity to see all the different options that they provide to hold the various firearms you want to display. So as you see here, I'm grabbing the handgun holders. There's long gun holders. They have a vertical gun rack. You see I added to the left. They have hooks. They have baskets. So like all the things that you could possibly need to hang all your firearm needs. And they're coming out with new stuff too. We saw a lot of cool stuff at SHOT Show that they're going to be adding. And so it doesn't allow you to place things on top of each other. So it gives you kind of a feel for what your wall can actually look like. So that was really exciting. So you just kind of sit and you play around with that, and you kind of visualize what you want to do. And you can move everything around, and you have all this space, and you're working with the real dimensions of the panels that you selected and the wall space that you're going to cover. So you can look at, how you want to place things. It'll tell you when you're placing things in a place where you're not going to be able to kind of get the right hooks and things. But then they also have these example accessories. So you can actually, get something that kind of looks like what you're going to actually use. So like for me, I wanted to be able to put my shotgun on the wall. So I didn't realize at the time, but you kind of need to, you can't have things that overlap. So if you put the hooks up, then you can't use the example accessory. So I quickly realized that, and then just quickly deleted all of the actual accessory pieces and went with the example accessory. So you can learn from my mistake and just go and start with those. And that way you're actually looking at the guns and how they would look on the wall itself, because you can't place the guns on top of the accessories. They already have the hooks on the accessories. That's you place them on the wall. So that was a better way to go, because that really helped me visualize the space. And you can see here, you can get like the types of guns. So I just kind of chose like 1911 style, because that pretty much looks like a lot of the guns that I have. And that allows you to really visualize how things would look on your wall. And then you can just keep moving things around, adding as many things you need. Like if you know you want to hang a certain number of guns, you're gonna pull all those out. And it's really great because like you have all this flexibility to kind of really design the wall and understand how things will look, and understand what parts you actually need, versus ordering a bunch of parts and then you realize you don't have enough space, or maybe you needed more parts because you needed more space. So it was really nice to be able to visualize that as I was designing the wall, because I know I wanted to have like particular sections. Like I wanted to have like a PCC section, and I wanted to have like my SIG guns collection and my 3 guns setup and all that good stuff. So this really helped me kind of lay all of that out. So once you kind of got it the way you want it, you think you have all the parts that you need, and you can add a few things. Like I wanted a shelf and I wanted a hook, and so I'm adding those things in. You can see I'm still kind of playing around with where I want things to be. Once you kind of get it set, I think I'm going to add a hook here in a second. Yep, there goes my hook. So I want to be able to hang my belt for my competition shooting on them, so you can add that in. And then once you have everything kind of laid out where you want it, then you say add to cart, and it'll add all the different pieces that you just laid out and allow you to just go ahead and buy them. So that's what I did, and then everything came in the mail, and now we get to assembling. So here you see Full Metal and I like to visualize on the wall too, so I just grabbed some wrapping paper from Christmas, and then just kind of cut out what the panel size is, so I can like visualize where we want to put things on the wall. Of course, since you're actually putting something that's going to be pretty heavy on the wall, once all the guns are installed, hanging up in there and everything, you want to make sure you're putting this into studs. So they give you some really nice screws that you can use to install this thing, and it's super easy. I mean, I think we did this in like 30 minutes. So the most complicated part is just lining everything up and finding those studs and making sure everything's level. So you can see here we got our stud finder, we got our level, and we got our drill, and so we're just kind of putting those screws into the right places in the studs, and then connecting the panels together. So like I said, super easy to do. I mean, there was no problem at all. We had done Full Metal's wall a while ago, and so we kind of already knew the routine, but even still, like when we did his, it was super simple. I think the hardest part is just finding those studs and making sure that the wall is centered in the way you want it to be centered. Like you see here, we had a little incident where we didn't have a long enough cord, so I had to run and find a power cord, but all fun and games. And so you can see it's just like super easy. It's just lining everything up and getting all those things on the wall, and you can see we're having a good time. Couple of bills together stays together. So again, like you said, these aren't very heavy. They're pretty light. I mean, it's just kind of manipulating them in a way that they stay level while you're putting in those screws. It really is a 2-person job. I mean, I'm sure somebody probably found a creative way to do it one person, but I think it's so much easier when you have 2 people doing this, so somebody can hold it in place while the other person is screwing in the screws. So we did that, got all 4 panels on the wall, and then of course you want to make sure it's secure, so get enough screws into those studs to make sure that wall's not going to go anywhere. So the worst thing you want to happen is you didn't put enough screws into the right place, and then the whole wall comes tumbling down with all your guns on it. So definitely want to make sure you take the time to find all those studs and secure the wall. So we did that, and putting in those last screws, and super excited to have it all done. That last studs, I think finding studs in the wall is kind of without electrical around this thing. So installation is complete, and now it's time to really have some fun, where I actually start taking out the accessories. So the first thing I put up is the vertical gun wall rack, which is really cool. That's where I'm going to put my PCC. So that's the base you see there. That's the top where the PCCs will rest. Of course, I totally blew the plan I created on unsecure wall, but hey, that's okay. That's what it's all about. You can move those things wherever you want them. The other thing I love about all the hangers is that they're like nice coating on them so they don't scratch up your guns, and then you can just move them around. They're just so easy. You just basically put that top part in and just hook it down, and it kind of clips into the other part of the panel. And so they're super easy to move. You don't have to have a whole lot of weight, but they're very sturdy as well. So I have no problems worrying about whether or not my guns will stay up there. I mean, it's been super secure. So of course I have to figure out how to hang my neon sign, because that's definitely a staple in here. So I was trying a couple of different things, and then I realized, wait a minute, you're an engineer, use your engineer brain. So I was like, hey, these hooks seem perfect. So I just used some long gun hanger hooks and use that for my sign. So these things also can do double duty. They don't just have to hang your guns, they can also hang your signs. So then I start bringing the guns out of the safe and like start really visualizing what it is. So you can see that took me a couple of minutes to pull all those things out of the packaging and actually put them on the wall. And now I'm at the point where I'm really kind of styling my wall. So you can see here, got to plug in my sign, so threw that up there, and then I had to go downstairs and get more guns. So my long guns were in the other safe. So and then I just start playing around, like, how do I want this thing to look visually? So I know I wanted to have like that top section be like my 3 guns. So I wanted my shotgun and my rifle and my competition handgun kind of all in the same place. So it was like a little area for me. So you can see I got my shotgun at the top, and then my 3-gun rifle, and then my gun, and I'm just like, nah, I don't know if I like that. So, just start moving the hooks around. Like I said, again, super easy to move these hooks around and really get the aesthetic you're looking for. And so you just kind of like can easily, it takes like 2 seconds to like move something, and then you kind of say, I like that. Nope, don't like that. I'm going to take that down. I'm going to move those hooks again. Maybe I want something to be a little bit closer, a little further away, a little bit more symmetrical. So you have that flexibility, which is what makes this wall so cool, so unique. Like I said, those panels aren't going anywhere. We got them screwed into the studs. So it's just the easy button. I'm playing around with the sign again. I'm like, do I like the angle? Do I not like the angle? Am I giving myself enough space? Nope, I like the angle, so I'm going to keep the sign where it was. But then I'm like, I don't know if I like these handguns where they are. Like, they didn't really give me kind of the sectioning I was hoping for. So I move my staccato a little closer, because that might be my new 3-gun competition gun. So maybe I put that in that space, have a little section for all my SIGs. So just kind of really playing around with it. Like I said, totally abandoned the plan I built on the website, but I had all the accessories I needed, and that's the most important part, is making sure that you have the accessories you're going to want and need for the space that you've laid out. But then you can do whatever you want once all those parts come and you got the panels up. And like I said, I could change this tomorrow if I want. If you want to do a totally different wall, you have that flexibility. You're not stuck in place with some of the competitors where you might be, like, you just have that flexibility. Oh, the other thing I wanted to note is that while they have their proprietary system for accessories, you can also use regular pegboard, standard pegboard hooks as well. So you can mix and match if you want. But they have so many cool things coming out that you're gonna want to, stock up on their accessories. So I think I kind of got everything where I wanted. Well, one more I missed there. Got some more guns to put out. Wanted to kind of fill the space a little bit. Felt like it was looking a little empty on that side. I had a gun in a safe at the range, so I had to go back and get that. And now we just have this beautiful wall. I mean, super exciting. I really like the way it came out. I mean, just to be able to see my guns on display is awesome, instead of them hiding in the safe and waiting for me to take them out to play. Now I remember, hey, you got all this gun. You haven't shot this gun in a while. Why don't you take that one out to the range? And so now I can just kind of look back in my office and just have this beautiful display of firearms and technology, and just love it, love it, love it, love it. So I definitely highly recommend that you get yourself a gun wall. I mean, nothing brings me more joy than seeing my babies just hanging out. Yeah, so really, really like it. So I was thinking, okay, beautiful gun wall, that's nice, but is it Gut Punch Barbie? I mean, it's like, it's a wall, but I don't want to be basic, like, gotta be different. So how do I take this beautiful gun wall? And then I remembered I created this amazing wall back from my last video, And I'm like, So I really like the sign with the floral look. How do I take the gun wall and the floral background? Gun wall, floral background, gun wall, floral background, and voila! Wow, now this is a Gut Punch Barbie gun wall. So I loved the idea of combining those and giving myself this really beautiful backdrop of the flowers and the guns, and like I really feel like it represents me and what I like, the technology and the firepower and the power of firearms and the fun of it with the playfulness of the flowers and the soft kind of feminine touch. So to me, this made this really unique and really representative of me and my brand. So I'm excited to have this wall. I mean, here it is in different lighting configurations. My guns feel like they're floating amongst the flowers and just really love it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe.